Maxent, what is poetry?
Poetry is words perfectly knitted like cotton on a thick jersey. Poetry is life birthed in word flavors that don't take away but give more meanings to one's existence. But I wish it was a brand though.
What would it do?
If poetry was a brand, beauty wouldn't be determined by the angle one elevates their sophistic or the thickness of makeup layers. If poetry was a brand, it would personify realness and not less dignifying actions for social media clout. I doubt if booty or nuts would make one attain social media following. If poetry was a brand, like a proton, it would promote positive vibes, you see. If poetry was a brand, the force of change would be born. Promoters and managers would promote scarcity instead of mediocrity in the name of who has the larger numbers, misleading the multiplicity of kids in the community. If poetry was a brand, sanity would reign. Adults would stop opening their zips in front of infants. At your place, parents would respect their daughters for children that they are. No father would see a wife in a daughter. The flame of culture would be ignited, and all would be united. If poetry was a brand, a neighbor's success would come first. No one would practice juju to bottle shrink another person's breakthrough. Mars, what do you think?
There is more to it than just bars, punchlines, and metaphors. Poetry is creativity of words wonderfully and undoubtedly being expressed mysteriously and unapologetically in a word that conveys a message that warms hearts and emotions. If poetry was a brand, it would walk its talks and not just to attend fame, but serve those whose best interests at heart. If poetry was a brand, it would have served the best words. Words that healed troubled hearts. Words that brought hope to a mother who held a dying child in her arms. Words that brought peace upon couples that had differences. It would address pain, depressions, the needy, and make them identify their niche. If poetry was a brand, all our tomorrows would have been filled with spoken words.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon.
And no
Share, react, like,
our
share,
women
invite
wouldn't
those
open
about.
them legs as theater doors on movie nights, but would have principles that shape and guard their thinking.
Share
If
the
poetry
people.
was a
Share.
brand, love would thrive. Love would thrive because beauty is determined by the angle at which we look at things from. The heart, and not being slim on the size of jeans. It would personify a woman dark, clear as not scars those thighs. Tempting, making the storms in me calm, attaining peace, sorrows lie. And wanted pregnancies would be a thing for the past, extinct. Our kids' mind would embrace our culture, adults would be respected, religion wouldn't be politicized, our minds would be virgins and not slaves to pornographic content if poetry was a brand. But these psychedelic fireflies that light up our pathways. It's black child poetry, the soul artist. Most.
All right, so good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this afternoon session. We talk all things the debt deal. All right. So what I want you to do, people, as we get started, please share the video, invite those who care about, tag somebody, let's come and learn. And we have a question. We're answering two questions in today's presentation. I want to hear from you. Of course, your questions are scrolling on the screen. You can see those two questions scrolling on your screen. Those are the two questions that we are answering. That is you. After I do my presentation, I'm going to leave it up to you to be able to answer, of course, those two questions. So the audience will answer those two questions, and it will be fantastic for us to be able to learn and, of course, interact. So I'm looking forward to seeing your solutions. I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say. And I'm looking forward to, of course, many things in this presentation. So please tag somebody, share, invite those who care about, let them come through, let them come and participate so that we can be able to, help as many people as we possibly can with financial information. So I have put also a comment in the comment section, which you can refer to. All right. There's a comment in the comment section, which I've just pinned there. I've pinned the comment in the comment section, so you may want to read that comment and see how we are going to work around this one. So I'm looking forward to hearing your comments, your contributions, and your views. Please tag those who care about, invite somebody to come and join us. So we're looking at a very important issue here. All right. We're looking at a very, very important issue. We're looking at what the SMEs, the smart SMEs of this country can do to benefit, of course, from what we're talking about. So give me a comment if you can hear me. That would be fantastic. I would like to know if you can hear me. I'll be very much grateful to know that you can hear me. Just give me a comment if I'm loud and clear before we get started. So I want to hear from you. I want you to give me your comments and your contributions just to make sure you're on the same page. Can you hear me? Is my sound okay? All right. So you're answering those two questions in the comment section. All you do, just tell me what you think, and I send for you whatever talk time of your choice. Okay. Whatever talk time of your choice, I'll send it to you as soon as you tell me what you think. There's a comment which I've pinned in the comment section. There are two questions and two questions only, and you're answering those two questions. Okay. Of course, we are talking about how smart SMEs can or will benefit from the Zambian government debt restructuring deal. And then there's a talk time giveaway question. To receive talk time, of course, answer number one, what is your take on the debt deal? Number two, how do you plan on benefiting from the ripple effects of this deal? Okay, so those are the two questions I'm giving to you. And those are the two questions we expect you to answer. And the moment you tell me what to think, I send talk time to you. All right. But for now, I want to give you my short presentation, of course, on the matter and of course, what should be done. So, guys, let's get into the business for the day. We are looking at the debt deal, the Zambian debt deal, and how it can benefit smart entrepreneurs. So, please, people, let's share while we have fun with the talk time. It's important that we have these meaningful conversations as we do talk time giveaways. It's very important we learn how our economy operates and how things work in the economy so that we can be, meaningful participators in the affairs of our economy. That's extremely important for all of us to understand. So, guys, thank you so very much for joining me. Please tag, react, share, like. I'm asking all of you on this live, please like, react, share, tag somebody. Please help me with that. That will be very, very helpful if you can do that. So please tag, react, and share, or you can simply invite somebody you care about. All right. Please, people, let me see some likes. Give me some motivation, people. Somebody react, somebody like, somebody share, somebody tag. I need some motivation from you guys as we get started. So there are two questions for you. Answer any of the questions and I give you the talk time. All you have to do is simply respond to the question in the pinned comment on what you think. Okay. Just those two things. For those of you who may not have seen the question, I've repeated the question in the comment section. Okay, the comment section. I've sent back the comments again. So now let's get into the business for the day. Debt restructuring. So I want us to begin by first introducing our topic for the day. Please, people, share this video. Share this video. All right. So we begin by the intro to talk about the debt deal. All right. Let's talk more about the introduction to this amazing topic. So I want you to know from the outset that in this presentation, we want to introduce the topic of the Zambian government's debt restructuring deal and its impact on SMEs. So I want to mention from the very beginning that the Zambian government has successfully restructured the country's debt. And of course, throughout this presentation, we are going to highlight the significance of this achievement. So you don't have, remember here I'm an analyst. I don't support political parties. I give my honest opinions on issues. This is so whatever political party you come from, it does not really matter when you come to this platform here. We don't support political parties. We give an honest opinion based on what we see is prevailing in the economic environment. So feel free to participate. So we are going to, of course, highlight the significance of this deal for SMEs because talks have been made. People have talked, people have jumped, people have danced. But what does it mean for a business person, for that guy who sells phones in city market? that guy who sells phones at Katondo, that guy who sells, clothings in Kamara, that guy who sells, who sells things in the markets. What does it mean for you when we say the debt has been restructured? Of course, we know the general view of what debt restructuring is. But now, what does it mean for you? So, what we want to achieve in this presentation is for you to know what it means for you as a Zambian, as a participant in the Zambian economy. What does this debt mean for you? And people, please share this video. These are the kind of videos you should be able to be kind enough and just share with somebody because they are very much educative. So now, let's begin by answering the question, what is debt restructured? Now, this question has been exhausted by many experts. Now, I want to give you my perspective, all right? So, debt restructuring, as you already know, refers to a process undertaken by a borrower, usually the government or a company, to simply modify the terms of the existing debt. Now, let that sink in for a bit. When you restructure the debt, it does not mean you've been forgiven for the debt. Let's not make mistakes. It simply means you are unable to pay at the moment, so you're asking for two things, all right? Number one, you may be asking for an extension of the debt. So, okay, fine, please, can you extend the maturity of this particular debt? So the repayment period of the debt may be extended, which allows the borrower more time to repay the outstanding amount. So when you say we are restructuring the debt, we are talking about four things, all right? Number one, we're talking about either the extension of the maturity period. If you're supposed to pay the debt in 2 years, now it has been restructured, it has been extended to maybe 4 years to give you some breathing space. And all of you have seen when we saw the MPC, the Bank of Zambia, they increased the monetary policy rate from 9.25 to 9.5 units. We saw banks were sending us messages telling us it's either you pay more or you extend the period. That is also a restructure, all right? So here, when you extend the maturity, why is it important? Because it can help you to reduce immediate financial pressure. Like in our country, Zambia, we saw the president and, of course, cabinet ministers, all of them are talking about, no, we're in this debt problem. That is why the economy is unable to move. That is why we saw the interest rates, inflation going up, everything going up, fuel, cost of living, everything was going up because of the financial stress that the country has been into for some time now. So this extension simply gives the country some breathing space to focus on what really matters. All right. So that is meaning number one of debt restructuring. Meaning number two, it means this. Sometimes when you restructure debt, it could mean that there's a reduction in interest rates. All right. So number one, it could mean you're extending the period. Number two, it could mean you are reducing on the interest rate. Now, the interest rates on the debt are lowered in a sense, which is going to reduce the overall cost of borrowing on the part of the borrower. So the way Zambia has now restructured the debt is either our period has been extended or the interest rate has been reduced to reduce on the cost of the debt. It is not really an entire forgiveness. It is simply somebody being kind enough to say, okay, fine, I see you are suffering, but I'm going to give you a lower discount. You still pay me what you owe me, but I'm going to give you a lower discount. Sometimes when you hear the word debt has been restructured, it means the third thing, it could be the principal write down of the debt amount. Now, what this means, it means that maybe a portion of the outstanding debt, the principal, is forgiven by the debtor or has been reduced. So there are times where somebody you owe money tells you, okay, fine, instead of you paying me 20,000, just give me 15,000 or just give me 10,000. They forgive part of the debt. So you must understand when you say debt restructuring, it means a lot of things. All right. So now here, when the debtor gives, the creditor gives you this particular forgiveness, is agreeing that even the repayment methods are going to be reduced. Number four, when you hear the word debt has been restructured, all right, debt restructuring could mean debt consolidation. All right, now what that means, it means a number of debts that you owe are being combined into a single loan or a bond. All right, now this is for the purpose of revising the payment. And this is what people should know, especially civil servants. There are those people who are in civil service who are owing they're owing different banks, different sources, different Sherlocks. There are some banks that are able to relieve that stress from you. Instead of you getting a lot of deductions on your payslip, you can go to a specific bank which is going to consolidate all your debt and then buys back the debt from you and pays for you. Then you begin to pay the bank. It happens a lot. All right. So when we talk about debt restructuring, people, this is simply typically, uh, an issue to do with a borrower who is financially stressed, who is unable to live up to his bargain. Now it comes to ask for any of those four things: either an extension, either reduction in interest rate, or either a write down of the principal, or simply a debt consolidation. So we must understand what the word debt restructuring mean from a better perspective. Okay, so please, people, tag those who care about. If there's somebody you care about, please tag them, share this video, and let's begin to discuss. Okay, and please stay with me. Stay with me for the entire program. I'm going to be able to share those talk terms with you at the end of this particular session, because we want to do some giveaways with something meaningful, not just doing giveaways for nothing. So it's very important that we learn as we have some fun. Okay, so now let's get into the other bits and pieces. So now that we've established what a debt restructuring is, and let me tell you something, it does not take a short time. It takes a long period of time to restructure a debt. We saw how our president was moving in and out of the country to go and discuss with different creditors, other stakeholders, key cooperating partners. It was extremely, extremely exhausting. But finally, Zambia has reached an agreement to restructure its debt, which is going to give Zambia some sort of breathing space, like we talked about. Okay, that's very much fantastic. So the question we want to discuss here now, number one, is what is the economic advantage of this restructuring? Now this is for you people that are in business. We, the SMEs, what advantage does this give us? It's important that you understand this for you to benefit fully. What advantage do you get when the debt is being restructured? So, to begin with here, let me just say that when we restructure the debt, okay, what the Zambian government has done, the Zambian government has reduced the burden on the debt service payments. Now, reducing the burden means freeing up some resources. Instead of you paying the person that you owe, you get that money, you go and build a hospital. You get that money, you go and pay maybe salaries for teachers. You get that money, you go and make some meaningful investments. That is what it means. All right. So by restructuring the debt, the Zambian government has reduced the burden on the debt service payments. This means the Zambian government now is freeing up some resources to be directed towards economic development, public services. We saw, was it today or yesterday, medicines coming through the hospitals. That is what a restructuring does. Instead of you paying the person that you owe, you now get that money and channel it to something very much meaningful. All right. This also means we're going to have something called improved fiscal stability, taxation, because in this country we are being taxed left, right, and center. So now this also gives a breathing space for business people and SMEs. All right, because we're going to have a much more improved fiscal stability, which allows better management of government finances and increased spending on key sectors. So now this one means that when you structure the debt comes with what? With conditions. It comes with conditions for you to restructure. You must focus on key sectors that are going to bring in money. You don't restructure debt so that you can begin to pay more salaries. No, you restructure the debt to channel the money to key sectors in the economy that are going to improve the economy. And that is where I want you to stay with me if you're an SME. The government is going to focus more on key sectors that are going to bring development in this particular country. So I want you to stay with me on that one. That is number one. Like we said, we have the Minister of SMEs in this country. Mr. Mtati has been posting pictures of kids in drawing houses, people making drones. Now it's the time for you to go and talk to Honorable Felix Mtati and say, yes, Honorable Mtati, I have seen the debt restructuring. How can I benefit from this so that you can be guided? Are you going to be given a smaller something for through CDF, or what's going to happen to your business? If you're in technology, this is the time now to go and engage the Minister of Science and technological advancement. This is your time now to do that. Now, the other issue people have talked about a lot that I'd like to explain to you is what we call investor confidence. So, how does the debt restructuring improve investor confidence? All right. How does that result in improved investor confidence? Because sometimes, you may be saying, investor confidence, what does it that even mean for a layman? When you say there's going to be investor confidence, what does it mean for a layman? What is this investor confidence? What does it even mean for a layman, for somebody who does not really understand anything in finance, somebody just a layman at the market selling vegetables? When we say it's going to be result into investor confidence, what exactly are we talking about? What does that even mean? Okay, now that's the part we want to talk about now on investor confidence, improved investor confidence. So the way the government has restructured the debt, all right, is going to restore confidence in the Zambian economy. Partly because now the investors know that the Zambian government is no longer careless with the way they spend money. They have a big brother somewhere who is watching over them to see how they are spending the money and how it is being channeled to key sectors in the economy. Do you know why? If they default, if the government by any means decide to do the other way around, it's going to backfire on us. So this restructuring signals that the government now is addressing its debt issues and managing its finances more effectively than before. Now, the moment you begin to manage your finances more effectively than before, people are more likely to trust you. So we have all those potential investors who are scared of investing in Zambia. They're now going to be more relaxed. They're not going to have more confidence, and they'll come to us and give us their investments. More investments will bring more money in circulation. More money in circulation will mean there's going to be more jobs for the Zambian people. Increased investor confidence is going to stimulate economic growth, which leads more to job creation and a lot of business opportunities. So it's very important now than ever, if you're an SME, to be on the lookout for different available investments, because now we're going to have a slew of investors rushing to Zambia to come and invest in the Zambian economy. And that, my friends, is a pie, is a jackpot. So be on the lookout. I'm going to give you specific certain sectors which are more likely to attract investment. We saw how the bond market was lagging behind, but now we are going to have more investor confidence. Bonds, stocks, all these things are going to have more people coming through to invest in the country. So we are going to have a lot of also reduced cost on borrowing. We'll talk more about that one. But in the meantime, investors out of Zambia are more likely to come and invest in Zambian businesses, even in the Zambian government, bonds and stocks and instruments. Very important areas there. Now, another issue that this debt brings to us, the SMEs, I'm giving you this history before I go to the how you can benefit, so that you can understand how it's going to be connected together. All right, so that you can understand how it's going to be connected together. There's something that is called macroeconomic stability. All right, macroeconomic stability. So even that is a very, very important aspect of our economy. All right. How has the debt improved our macroeconomic stability? Now, let me just say this, people. The debt restructuring process has contributed to an improved macroeconomic stability. Partly because if we have a reduced debt burden, our government can now allocate more resources to other areas of the economy, such as, for example, infrastructure development. We can now have better roads. Better roads means that farmers and business people can move more quickly from one place to another. We can have better healthcare systems, better education. Good health means good economy, because when people are healthy, people are educated, they are more likely to think more of lucrative ideas. They are more likely to do meaningful things in the economy, which can contribute to the growth of the GDP. So these are the things you should be thinking about. Now, macroeconomic stability also, means that we are more likely to see, all right, lower inflation rates, stable exchange rates, and of course, increased gross domestic product. Now, this is going to create a very conducive environment for businesses to thrive. Now, let me explain this for a layman to understand. When we say we are going to have lower inflation, here's what it means by lower inflation. Inflation is the rate at which money loses value. So to explain inflation, let me say this. If today you woke up in the morning with 100 kwacha in your pocket, all right, you could have been able to buy this bottle of odorless molten target to kill insects in your office for 100 kwacha. Fantastic. Maybe for 55 kwacha with some change. What inflation does, when you sleep tonight, you wake up tomorrow morning, the 100 kwacha will lose value in such a way that tomorrow you will not be able to buy this at 55. You're going to buy maybe at 65, which means you're going to spend more money tomorrow than you can spend today. So with the passage of time, money is losing value. What that does for the businesses? It makes the cost of doing business more expensive because every day prices are going up at a very faster rate. Inflation will always be there. Every economy in this world has inflation. The difference between our inflation rates and those big economies is the rate at which money loses value. In some countries, inflation changes very minimally annually. Very small change in inflation rates. In our country, we have seen a very rapid increase in inflation, which means money is losing value at a very faster pace than other currencies. This is why you see today we have the dollar $1 to 17 kwacha because our kwacha has been losing value more quickly than the dollar. All right. Now, microeconomic stability will mean that the rate at which our kwacha loses value is going to reduce, which means our kwacha will have more muscle to buy or to compete against other currencies. Now, what that means for you, it means we are now going to result into stable exchange rates. That means we won't be waking up today, you find the dollar is at 17 kwacha, tomorrow 22 kwacha, the other day 23 kwacha, that day 15 kwacha. No, we are going to have some sort of stability in the way our kwacha will be losing value. Now, that is important for SMEs. Do you know what that means? It means that now is the time for you to buy equipment, not cars, not iPhones, all right? Not those laptops, fancy laptops. No, now is the time for every serious SME to get to eBay, to get to Amazon and buy tools that are going to help you improve your business, because now the kwacha is going to be more stable, it's going to gain its strength, which means you need less kwacha to buy things from other countries. It is going to make the cost of doing business lower for Zambian SMEs. So instead of us rushing into buying cars, buying iPhones, it's extremely crucial that we buy equipments, things that are going to bring more money into our bank accounts, things that are going to improve our cash earning capacities. That, my friends, is very important. So just so you know, a stable exchange rate also will mean you're going to have a reduced cost of living, a lower cost of living. How so? The biggest cost that we have in Zambia when it comes to fuel is transportation. And do you know why? The reason why transportation is the biggest cost we have is partly because we pay in dollars. We pay in dollars. That's very important. We pay in dollars. And because we pay in dollars, we pay more kwacha than somebody from America could pay for the same service. So if we have a stable exchange rate, it will mean that the cost of transporting fuel from one country to the next is going to be reduced, which will result into reduced pump prices for fuel. Now, reduced pump prices for fuel will mean that a lot of essential commodities are going to be lowered, because what it drives our economy usually is diesel and petrol. This drives our economy, especially diesel. So once those two essential commodities have a lower cost, it's going to mean that now we are going to have a reduced cost of living, because we're going to be spending less money on fuel, less money on transportation, less money on buying tools, equipment from abroad, less money on raw materials, which is going to increase a lot of opportunities for SMEs to thrive and to compete effectively. Now, it is difficult for us to compete. Do you know why? A guy from America can come with $1,000 today. Do you know how much $1,000 is today in Zambian kwacha? It's 1,000 times 17. 17,000. Your friend is, if you have $1,000 today, you're supposed to multiply that 1,000 multiplied by 17, which gives you 17,000. So your friend only has 1,000. For you, you need 17,000. How can you compete fairly like that? This is why you see foreigners in Zambia succeed more than the Zambians, because our friends who come from their countries with small monies, when they come here, they are going to become millionaires and invest heavily in our countries. So ask the Zambian people, the SMEs, we can't compete with foreigners because of the kwacha, which has been very much weakened. So these friends, is going to help us to be able to compete in a much more fair manner. It's not gonna be perfect. Let's make it very clear. It's not going to be very perfect, but it will give us leverage to compete in a fair manner, not the way things have been, because now we can't compete. Look at somebody from the States comes in Zambia with $1,000, he has 17,000 kwacha. If he comes with 2,000, there's 34,000 kwacha. If he comes with 5,000, $10,000, he's a loaded guy. He's able to invest, to buy land, to build mansions. Us, we can't do that because our kwacha is weak. So this restructuring is going to help us in having a reduced cost of living. Now, here's what's going to happen again. The other benefit of this restructuring is that once we have reduced interest rates, which is going to result into reduced, of course, exchange rates, this is going to increase our GDP because more people now can participate in the economy. Those who are not able to buy from the states, saying there's too much taxes, we are being charged a lot of taxes, now the taxes are going to be reduced because we'll be spending less money. All right. So now we will not be able to feel that impact of the tax system because now in Zambia, the biggest cost that we have is taxation. We are taxed heavily in this country. So it's difficult for us to import things outside because we pay so many taxes. Now, when the currency goes down, the foreign currency reduces, our kwacha gains some value. Even if we are taxed, the impact will be reduced to a very much better degree. Now, this is going to result into even other banks and the government to reduce interest on borrowing. So now, SMEs like you and me can go to the banks and borrow money at a much more reduced price, reduced interest rate. Now we are borrowing at 28.5 and 29%. That's too high. Very soon, as the economy begins to stabilize, we'll start borrowing at very minimal interest rates. That will allow SMEs like you and me to go to the banks and other sources and acquire funding at a very reduced interest rate. That is going to bring about economic development. So as an SME, you have to be on the lookout. Don't go to eBay, don't go to Amazon to go and look for iPhones, okay? No, don't do that. Don't do that. Go there to go and look for things that can help you make more money. Buy wigs for sale. If you're going to buy phones for sale. If you're going to buy laptops for sale. If you're going to buy cars for sale. That way, you're going to multiply your capital more easily and more faster. That, friends, is very, very important. So now, let's get into the specifics for an SME. Okay, and tell me how you find this information, people. Tell me, share with somebody. Okay, share with somebody. Please react, like, comment, share with somebody. Tell me what to think. Okay, tell me what to think. 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 Somebody give me some comment. Share with somebody. Tag somebody. Tell me what to think. Okay. Okay. So now, what are some of the specific benefits? Okay, I see those comments. Please keep them coming through. That'd be fantastic. What are some of the specific benefits for SMEs? All right. One of the major benefits we have as SMEs, this restructuring, like we have said already, is going to result into improved economic stability. Now, improved economic stability means that we are going to have reduced costs of borrowing. We are going to have access to credit and financing at a much more cheaper rate than it is as of today. Today we are very, very much paying more money on interest. So the fact that our government has restructured the debt, we are more likely to see the government reducing interest rates on borrowing, which is going to make us, the SMEs, to acquire more capital at affordable interest rates. So this will mean we are going to invest in growth ventures. We are going to expand our capital bases. We are going to expand our territories, and we can even trade with other countries. It's going to be easier for us to order things outside. But of course, there's a downside. Once the kwacha becomes too strong, it becomes expensive for us to export. So others can't buy from us. Of course, the government will maintain that they know how to play around those things. We have experts in the Ministry of Finance and in the government who are able to do all those things perfectly fine. So you have to be lookout on the interest rate. So for now, if you're an SME, what I want you to be doing, go to Zanaco website. Always be on the lookout for the reduction in the interest rates. So you're going to see, now we are seeing a trend, okay? There's a lower up, but very soon we are going to see a stable currency. Maybe it's going to be maybe 15 to a dollar, 12, 14 to a dollar, and stuff like that. That will make it easier for us to be able to interact, to compete, to import and export, and have the reduced cost of borrowing in this country. And raw materials are going to be cheaper. So it's important as an SME to be on the lookout. To be on the lookout. Be on the lookout. It's very, very important. Okay, fantastic. So now, another issue that we want to talk about here is, of course, enhanced business environment. The Zambian business environment is a toxic one for SMEs because we can't compete fairly. All right. So now, what the government has done is extremely commendable. And it doesn't matter, like I said, I'm not a politician, I'm an accounting professional. I speak according to the numbers. Okay. You don't have to like the government, whether you like them or you hate them. This move is going to benefit all of us. All right. Partly because the improved economic stability is going to result into a much more enhanced and healthy business environment for us, the SMEs. Do you know why? We are more likely to see reduction in the regulatory requirements. Because in this country, we have a huge burden when it comes to submitting our returns. You saw not too long ago, ZIA came on board, they explained how taxes are being calculated. We saw just how expensive it is to pay for a goods worth 5,000. If you buy something outside for sale here in Zambia, for only 5,000 kwacha, you pay about 2,215 taxes. Almost half of the amount you're using to import things. So what this will mean, it will mean that we are more likely to see a much more revised tax regime. We are likely to see that one. Because the restructuring can lead to reduced regulatory burdens on us, the SMEs. We are going to have streamlined the processes in government operations. And of course, we are going to see more increased government support for small businesses. That is why I said now is the time to be on the lookout for CDF, and of course for the Small and Medium Enterprise Ministry. Talk to them. Is it Mr. Honorable Mirupi or Honorable Felix Mutati? Those are the people now want to go and follow now and talk to them, because their ministries very soon are going to be supporting SMEs more than before. So what this is going to do is going to create opportunities for people like you and me to be more innovative. If you're an innovator, you're creating an app, you know how to do websites, you're in technology, you're a tech guy, go to Mr. Honorable Felix Mutati and go and talk to that ministry so that you can get some assistance. All right. It is more easier for us now to expand our operations, because even CDF, you can see now CDF will be rolled out now more quickly. Not the way it happened last year. We had CDF on paper, but it was never fully implemented or utilized. This time around, you're going to see more utilization of CDF in different lots of communities in this country because of this debt deal. So it's a very beautiful thing. It's a relief for many of us in business. In case you don't know, it's a relief. And when I talk about market expansion opportunities, again, is what I mean. Market expansion opportunities means that now more than ever, all right, we are going to experience positive ripple effect on the overall economy, all right? Now, this ripple effect is going to lead to to increase consumer spending and market demand. People spend money when they can make money. The reason why Zambian people negotiate too much because they have no money. People in this country negotiate. You cannot sell something at the actual price. It's very hard. They have to negotiate to tell you, no, there's this there. My son died. My grandfather died. They have to negotiate for you to sell a simple thing in this country. People, Zambians can negotiate. They will even clean your shoes so you can reduce the price. Just try and talk you out to do it. No, let me just clean your shoes. They will clean your shoes. Zambians negotiate too much. And that's because we don't have money in circulation. People are broke. So this debt deal, the restructuring of this debt, is going to create more opportunities for SMEs to expand our markets and our presence. It's going to be easier for us to diversify into other ventures. All right. We are going to diversify into other customer bases, because now we are unable to target certain customers because we cannot afford the cost of raw materials. We can't import because our kwacha, our currency is weak. So only those people from other countries are able to import, because for them, they come with their dollars, so they buy things in their dollars. For us, we have to convert our quarters into dollars, which makes the cost of doing business more difficult for most of us, the SMEs. But this is going to cushion us a lot. So it's a very, very beautiful move by the government to restructure this debt. No matter how you look at it, all of us are going to benefit. Because now we, the SMEs, we are more likely to have to leverage the increased demand, of course, and adapt to provision of products and services according to demand. Now we have less demand for many products because we can't think without the box. All we think about now are the costs, the cost of living, the cost of fuel, the cost of the exchange rate. So now all those things are going to be removed on top of our heads. Now we're going to be thinking about how can I go to Solwezi? How can I go to Shangombo? How can I open a branch in Mazabuka? How can I do this in Lundazi? How can I do this in Imbala? Now we'll be thinking more of expansion. So Zambia is at the age where we are now going to see a huge expansion in the economy of this country. We're going to see a huge growth in the GDP. So we are on a very, very fantastic trajectory as things stand. So as an SME, this is not the time to quit. This is not the time to be discouraged. This is the time now to focus on how can I benefit from the ripple effect of this debt deal. So you must be a participant in the economy so that you can benefit more from the debt deal. All right. So now, how do you utilize these opportunities as an SME? Now, that's our other question we're going to answer now. How do we utilize opportunities as SMEs? Number one, for us to benefit as SMEs. Now, notice we've talked about a number of important things from this debt deal. So the thing I want to talk about now is how do we restructure? How do we utilize the opportunities for SMEs? Number one, if you're a business person, you're an SME, please strengthen your financial management systems. This is not the time to begin to spend money like no man's business. No. Because in order for us to capitalize on the opportunities of the SMEs, we should focus more on strengthening our financial management practices. Now, this means we have to bite before we spend. We have to embrace the principles of financial planning and investment. We have to embrace the principles of cash flow management and protection. You can't just be giving unnecessary discounts because now things are cheaper. Unnecessary discounts, you now maintain the normal prices. All right? Because if you don't understand the financial position and you don't make informed decisions, it will be difficult for you to maximize your growth potential during this economic recovery. So Zambia is about to see one of the greatest economic recoveries in the history of this country. We are on the right track as things stand. So now make a budget, make a plan, protect your cash flows, manage your cash flows. Don't give unnecessary discounts for products and services. All right? You have to be disciplined even in the way you handle your monies. Giving discounts is a form of financial indiscipline. If you're a business person, don't give unnecessary discounts. Let me repeat that. If you're a business person, you're an SME, an entrepreneur, giving too many discounts is a form of financial indiscipline because you are losing money for the business to impress your clients. So don't fall for the trap of always wanting to be the one giving the discounts. No. Stand your grounds as a business person. Please, people, share this video, like, react, tag somebody. Tell me what to think, okay? And I'll be reading comments soon. Please tell me what to think. Share this video. Another issue is you can leverage the technology and innovation for you to benefit. Again, I keep talking about Honorable Felix Mutati because I've seen that Honorable Mutati has done a fantastic job in his way of engaging with SMEs that are in technological environments. I keep seeing his posts about drones, young kids inventing things. So you want to associate yourself with that ministry now if you are a tech guy. Because we, the SMEs, the only way we are going to compete in this economy is if we enhance our competitiveness. How do we do that? We must embrace technological advancements. Now you can't do our with technology. See, I am here. In the past, for me to talk to you like this, I needed to go to ZNBC, maybe to even bribe somebody for me to feature on TV. Now, nobody cares. I can come to my phone, click on that camera, and I'm live. I share my slides. You can hear me in real time. So technology is a must for every business in this economy. Where we are, you cannot do our with technology. It's a must. You must embrace the value of technology. Right? So leverage the value of technology to streamline your operations, to improve your productivity, and of course for people to reach new markets. Now I'm on social media. Do you know I train people from South Africa? I'm just here in Zambia in my office. I have clients that I do, corporate trainings for in South Africa. They hire me to do, even to facilitate events. I'm a speaker. I speak at events. There's an event in Mongo and I'm in Lusaka and I'm speaking because of technology. Last time I had an event in South Africa and I was doing it on my laptop here in Zambia and I was talking to people in South Africa. So it's extremely important you embrace the value of technology. If you have an idea, you have something you like to invent, you want to provide convenience, go talk to Honorable Felix Mutati's ministry. Now, here's the issue in Zambia. In Zambia, don't expect to see new things. For example, a new app for for communication. No, don't expect that. In Zambia, the problem we have as Zambia citizens is convenience. We don't have convenience. So those of you who are in the tech world, stop imitating kids in China, kids in the US, kids in India, because those people are well advanced. The thing you can do, my advice to you is this. If you are going to make sense, you're going to attract attention in the technological environment, do something that will give us convenience. How do common Zambians move from point A to point B? How do average Zambians access this service without doing ABCD? Give us convenience. Look at the agricultural sector. How can you give us convenience? Look at the education system. How can you give us convenience? Look at the transportation sector. How can you give us convenience? Look at marriages, relationships, young people, school, different sectors. How can you give us convenience? Because now in Africa, what will make you more money is giving the African communities convenience. How do they move from point A to point B? How do I give them this convenience? Because almost a lot of things have been invented. So you don't want to go and start inventing things, competing with people from India. No, those kids from China. No. How can you give the Zambian guy like me convenience using your technology? Like that guy who made an app that calls your relatives when you are about to have seizures for those that have epilepsy. That was fantastic, right? Think in those lines if you're somebody who is in technology, right? Don't go and create the second Facebook, because there's big Facebook. You can't beat these guys. They have moved on already. So think of other things that you can do that to provide convenience. That's very important. So number 3, I would like to comment on also again for us, the SMEs, is number 3 is this one. Now, more than ever, we are more likely to see support programs through CDF. In your community, that counselor you don't like, go and talk to them. Because now we are going to have more support from the government through CDF. CDF has been released. We can see schools being built. The problem we have now is how do we use the money? Because we don't have the capacity to use the CDF. And I don't really ask the authorities this, but I'm appealing, because I know there are MPs on this platform, there are ambassadors, and there are some ministers on this platform. I want to say this. Can we please make it mandatory for all those applying for CDF to go through a financial investment planning and investment class? Let's teach people on how to assess risks, how to make projections before we give them the CDF, because if we give them, they're going to consume it. And once you spend money for consumption, it's not coming back. We'll still have the same problems. So before somebody qualifies for CDF, we've always suggested this. Can the government make sure they go through a rigorous, proper financial education? Not that education we get from Facebook experts where they say, no, believe in yourself, keep believing. No, we want real issues. How can an SME succeed in the charcoal business? We teach them how to succeed in charcoal business. If they want to go and sell eggs, how can you succeed? They want to go and keep chickens. We show them the projections, the risks. We take them through practical issues of how they can succeed before we can give them CDF. That way, we are going to help a lot of people to succeed. Because at the moment, we get CDF because you know the counselor, you know the MP, you have connection, somebody likes you, they give you CDF. No education whatsoever. You don't know the risks. You don't know how to make a financial focus. You don't know how to make projections. You don't know how to leverage your demand. You don't know how to sell, how to market. You have no idea. We need to teach people the abundance mindset. How can they grow that 10,000 kwacha? How can they grow that 15,000 kwacha? We teach them the rule, the double, the multiplication rule, because money, the purpose of money is to be multiplied. So we have to teach our people how to get that CDF and put it into the money maternity ward so it can give birth to more money. We don't want to just dish out CDF because it's available. Now, cadres are going to be priorities to get. No, let's teach them. If we give a cadre, let's teach that cadre how to get that money, put it into the money maternity ward so that that money can give birth to more money. That's how money works. If you can't manage money, it's difficult to grow. Money loves people who manage it. Money hates people who mismanage it. That's why it moves from people don't manage it to those who manage it. So we have to give our friends proper financial literacy that is real, not based on emotions from Facebook where I see people say, believe in yourself, do this by the 20, 30 bytes, pay yourself first. What is that nonsense? Pay yourself first, do this. No, that doesn't help. Let's give our friends proper financial information that is applicable, that is practical, that is able to yield the results. Not where you go to some Facebook page and say, no, pay yourself first, split your money into 20, 40, whatever. What is that? Show people how to invest, how to assess the risks, and show them how to grow their businesses, how to estimate growth. That's what we need to teach people when it comes to financial literacy. Not motivating them feelings. No, we need to show them the logic. If you invest into the charcoal business, here's what is going to happen to your money. If you put into fish business, your money will be like this. So for you to avoid this, you must do this. For you to grow, do this. Connect them. Give people connections that are meaningful. Not just motivating them. No, pay yourself first. Here's how I pay myself first. When I have the money, I buy bonds. I pay myself first. So what? You are telling somebody who has no source of income. You have a business somebody is running, and you get the money, you invest in bonds. You meet this broke guy, you say, no, pay yourself first. Make a budget. Yes, that is secondary. What the key issue here is to teach people how to make that money so that they can pay themselves. That is the kind of education we need. That's why I say, please, people, share this kind of information. If you're happy with what you're talking about, please give me a thumbs up, give me a reaction, give me a comment, tag somebody. We need real financial systems and education before CDF is given to individuals. That's CCEC, Economic Empowerment Fund. We need that education. And we've been saying we are available. We're not politicians. If you want to work with us, we are available. Come, call us. We come and work with you. We say youths are not there. Youths, we are here. We are qualified. We have the credentials, the experience, and we run businesses. We employ people. We pay salaries. Engage us, we work with you. So that's number 3, people. And then the other issue I wanted to comment on is simple to say, the take home from this presentation, of course, as you go, people, I want you to simply take this one home with you. The successful debt restructuring by the Zambian government represents a significant milestone for the country's economy. People, be ready for the most amazing economic recovery of this country. We are now at the point where we're going to see growth in the GDP. All right. This restructuring is paving way for us to have an enhanced fiscal stability, increased investor confidence, and improved macroeconomic indicators. So for us, the SMEs, this opens up new opportunities for growth, for access to finance, and for a fair business environment where we can compete fairly with both the locals and the international participants. So it is now up to us, the SMEs, to seize the opportunity to strengthen our financial management practices, to review technology, to innovate, and to tap into the available programs and resources. We are unique. We are special. All of us can think lucratively. All of us can invest, but we are a lazy nation. We have to quit being lazy as youths, asking for handouts, to start thinking of how can I add value. I always challenge myself every morning when I wake up. How can I create value for someone else? Because what gives you money is the value you give out. How do I create value for someone else? When I made my platform, my online platform for learning, I was asking myself, there are lots of people in Zambia who are in employment, and they found it hard to go to universities. How can I create value for those? And when I did that, my life changed because I was giving people convenience. This is why I say, what will make you a comfortable Zambian SME is convenience, the value you create. What value are you creating for me, for the next guy, for your neighbor, for your community, and for your country. What value are you giving? Are you just sucking the country, or are you giving the country something? Because if you ask me today, Shadwick, what value have you created last year? I will tell you what I did last year. What value have I created this year for community and for people? I will tell you exactly what value I've created. So I challenge you, the SMEs, what value are you creating for yourself and for your community? Because now is the time for you to think without the box. Now is the time for you to now apply for funding with a sober mind, to sit down. Now is the time to go and pay that financial advisor and get financial advice. So, what value are you creating? Because you are special, you are smart, you can think, you have those thoughts popping up when you're sleeping. Do you write those thoughts down so that you can create value for people? What value can you create so that you can benefit? You don't want to be a spectator in the economy. We want you to be the people to drive the change. We, the young people, we have the energy, we have the time, and now resources are now going to be made available for us. Collaborate more as SMEs. Let's now work together more than ever. We need to collaborate to create value. We need where if look, I'm an accountant. I don't know everything. That's why I have friends who are lawyers, friends who are computers, are scientists, friends who are IT specialists. The reason why I make those connections because I understand I can't do everything alone. So, what value are you creating? Who are you collaborating with? Who are you connecting with? So, where do you need to get to be where you need to be? What do you need to do to get where you need to get? Find that thing you need to do. So before you apply for CDF, have a plan in place. So you tell me if you want me to help with creating a plan, give me a call, send me a message. I'm gonna charge you. I'm not cheap. I'm gonna charge you because people don't appreciate free things. I'm gonna charge you. So it's very important that you understand that this time now we are at a point where we are more likely to see growth in our businesses. So guys, I want to say thank you so very much for being with me this afternoon. It's been an amazing, amazing session. I'm grateful. And now we come to the part where we need to give you, of course, some talk time. So let's do some talk time giveaway for people who are answering those questions in the comment section. And if you are live on this, if you're live now, what I want you to do simply answer this question here. I put a question in the comment section. All right. And that's our question. So the question I have for you, my friends, now is this. What is your take on the debt deal? That's number one. Tell me what you think. Number two, how do you plan on benefiting from the ripple effects of this deal? Okay, so just comment, of course, with your network. And we are going to, admin will be sending you talk time as you comment. So just comment with your network, and then admin will be happy to send you some talk. So I'm going to be, let me do it now. I'm going to be sending talk time to now. So tell me now, that's the question I have for you. Okay, that's the question I have for you. What is your take on the debt deal? And how do you plan on benefiting from the ripple effects? If you like, you can give me your takeaway. Okay, what was your biggest takeaway from this presentation? Let's hear from Jimmy James. Jimmy James says, one way SMEs can benefit is by having a more stable macroeconomic environment. This can lead to lower interest rates and inflation, which can make it easier for SMEs to access financial and, of course, grow their businesses. Additionally, the debt deal restructuring can lead to increased investment confidence in Zambia economy, which no. This is what we're explaining, Jimmy James. What I want is you to tell me what is your take from you, not from the textbook, not from the internet. I want you to tell me what you think. Like I was telling you what I think. You tell me what do you think about the debt deal and how do you intend on benefiting? Okay. I want to challenge you to tell me how you plan benefiting from this deal. How do you plan on benefiting from this deal? That's my question. What's your take? Okay. Louis says for the small scale business to benefit, they should avoid the credits from friends because it brings the marketing down. Okay. With I want you to answer in line with the debt deal, Louis. Thank you for the comment, but I want you to answer the question. What is your comment on the debt deal and how do you intend on benefiting from the economic ripple effect of this deal? That's the part I want you to answer. Okay. So I want to see more structured solutions from your head. I want you to tell me what you think and how you plan benefiting from this deal. Okay. So let's see. Elijah says this. Debt restructuring gives SMEs a thorough through the government some good benefits, and it's actually a good thing. It will allow them SMEs, businesses owners, full control of their business and reduce monthly ongoing in an event that it has multiple loans. However, in debt restructuring, SMEs will reduce the monthly payment to make in an event that a loan has been acquired. Uh, this okay, saving time and okay, I can't read properly what that is. Okay, fantastic, but thank you so much. I can't finish the punctuation is not very much top notch, but thank you for that. Let's see. Kalumba says the deal will spearhead development as it is giving the breathing space. So Elijah, give me the comment, okay? Give me an inbox message. What network do you want? Of course, James, give me a comment. What network do you want? And of course, Kalumba, give me a message now. What network you want? So I send it to you now. So Kalumba says the deal will spearhead development as it is giving the breathing space to pay our debts with this deal. Maybe our hospitals will now have medicines. And yes, we saw medicines coming in Kalumba, that's true. More money in our country to grow the economy through investing in the agricultural sector and SMEs. At the same time, this can only be achieved if the government of the day have put in favorable policies to achieve our common goal as a country. Okay, fantastic, Kalumba. Thank you so much. Just give me tag and share and give me a comment, give me an inbox message now. I have MTN, Airtel, and Zamtel. Okay, so I have all these networks here, MTN, Airtel, and Zamtel. So all you do just give me a comment, and that will be pretty fantastic. Give me a comment, and that will be great. Okay. So give me a comment. Just give me a message in the inbox. I send talk time to you now if I've brought your comment on the screen and if you've tagged somebody. Okay, so Jimmy, thank you. It's good to have you. Let's see some more answers. Tell me what to think. Okay, let's go to Judy. Judy says, for the small scale business to benefit, they should avoid credits from friends. Okay, go and get CDF. But anyway, okay, you can send me a message, Louis, in the inbox. But I wanted more structured answer from you, Louis. Now, Christine says this. She says, when you are doing business, don't credit because that brings your business down, and avoid credit people the things that you are selling. Focus on your goal and be okay. Now, I want you to answer the question: what is your thought on the debt deal, and how do you intend on benefiting from the economic ripple effect? Those are the questions I've put across people. And that is what you're answering, and they are scrolling down there. Okay, that's what we want to hear from you. And that comment has been pinned. What is Musomali saying? Ndanji saying, firstly, I would like to define debt deal. This debt structuring process is a critical step toward regaining financial stability, fostering sustainable growth, and safeguarding the economy. It will provide relief from mounting debt burden. Okay. So now what I want is what to think. I want to tell me what you think about the deal, all right? Unlocking the much needed financial resources to revive the country's economy. We as a country will enjoy some advantages like space for financial planning because it's quite challenging to plan. Okay, fantastic. Okay, Danj, give me an inbox message. Let me send what network you want. Okay, let's do this. Let me just go to my inbox and see how many messages I have there. Okay, let's see who is inboxing. Okay, Zamtel. Okay, Louis, Zamtel is done. So I've just sent Zamtel to Louis. Okay, Louis, Zamtel is done. Okay, Zamtel is done. Okay, great. Who else are we sending talk time to? Kalumba. Kalumba says MTN. Okay, great. Kalumba. So I'm sending MTN to Kalumba. Okay, Kalumba, MTN. Okay. So Kalumba, MTN is done. Okay, there we go. I've sent you MTN already. So answer those two questions and tell me your takeaway. Any takeaway from this presentation also gives you the talk time that you want. So tell me, answer the questions or give me your takeaway. Or that I'll be happy to send you some talk time. I just provided you've shared with somebody and you give me your takeaway, and that will be it. So just give me your takeaway, and that will be it. take away or answer the question in the comment. Okay, fantastic. So let's see. Uh, okay, great. So there's a comment, there's a question in the pinned comment that you must be able to answer. Jonathan says the deal will spearhead development as it is giving the breathing space to pay our debts with this deal. Okay, so most of you are you can't copy your friend's comment, but anyway, I saw this from the other guy as well. So please give me a comment, Jonathan. What network do you want? Okay, let's see anybody else. What is your takeaway? Okay. Okay, Jacinta says low rates and charges. The interest rates for SME loans tend to be lower, especially in the case of government-backed schemes. Such loans are typically designed for public welfare. All right, I like that. Overall, several factors are taken into account before dispersing the loan. These aspects include the credentials of the borrower, a tenure of the loan, business model, and balance sheet of the company. Once approved, there are nominal one-time costs attached to the loan, such as processing. Okay, the comment, yep, took it. Anyway, so Jacinta says, Jacinta, inbox me. You said MTN. Please inbox me now. I send you the MTN. Thank you very much. What's your takeaway? Or you can answer the question. Jonathan says Airtel. Okay, Airtel. There we go. So Jonathan, Airtel is done. I've sent you the Airtel. Okay, great. Airtel is done, Jonathan. So what is your takeaway, or answer any of those two questions? Okay. Let's see. Harrison says, as SMEs, it's time to position ourselves strategically and plan on ways of expanding our businesses, because on parameter of GDP is consumption with low interest rate. People will be spending more. All right, give me an inbox message. Let's go. Okay. Ashton says a takeaway is that we must be knowledgeable before getting a loan. All right. Okay. What's your takeaway, guys? What's your takeaway, or what is your answer to those two questions? Just give me the answer and I send you the talk term. There's a pinned comment somewhere there. If you delay in inboxing me, I may not be able to come to messages. There are some people that may delay inboxing me. Once I leave this live, honestly, I won't have time to come. Jacinta, I've sent to you. I won't have time to start reading through the inbox, because there'll be lots of messages. I can't even see your message. So if I bring your comment, you quickly inbox me so that I do it now. MTN. Okay, great. MTN from Harrison. So Harrison, I've just sent for the MTN. Okay, there we go. It's done, Harrison. Great. Okay, good. And anybody else was inbox me? Let's see. If I bring your comment here, then you inbox me. Please don't inbox me if your comment is not brought on the screen. Okay. So what else? What is your takeaway, or what is your solution to those pinned comments? J Junction. J says they contribute to national income and productivity. I don't understand that. Jay, give me a better comment. Jay, you write very well. Please give me a better comment. What is your solution, or what is your takeaway? And then you can inbox me. Let's go to Nyambe. Nyambe says, my takeaway, as a business person, never make unnecessary discounts on your product. Yes, I said that. I like that. Or services, but instead stand your ground to avoid indisciplined financial management. Very true. I like that. Nyambe, inbox me. Yeah, I said that actually. Thank you very much. Okay. So yes, Nyambe, inbox me. Please inbox me quickly, because if you delay, I won't see your message. There are many messages coming through. Let's go back to J. Okay, let's go to J. Successful businesses can only use the funding to cover salaries, wages, rent, and other day-to-day operations costs. Directors mean. Oh, okay. Jay, I'm not understanding what you're saying, but thank you very much for participation today. What's happening, Jay? You make a lot of good comments. What is going on, Jay? Were you here the whole time? Okay, so there we go. And Danji, I've just sent to you the Airtel talk time. It's done. Thank you very much. Okay. Jay, yeah, please inbox me. Jay is a regular here. Please inbox me network. Okay. What is this? Borrowing cost rises for. Okay, borrowing cost. Okay, I don't understand that. Okay, please comment in line with what we're talking about, please. That would be fantastic. Okay. Jimmy GM says this. In my opinion, the debt deal is a positive step towards stabilizing the Zambian economy. It provides an opportunity for the government to restructure its debt and reduce the burden on the national budget. This can lead to more resources being available for critical areas such as health, education, and infrastructure. Yes, Zamtel. Okay, great. Inbox me, Jimmy James. Please, if you can do it now, I'll be very grateful. If you delay, I may not be able to see your message because I'll be I'll be unable to. So inbox me now. I send you the talk time. Uh, Junction, please you can inbox me now. Today, I've not understood your comments today, Junction. But I've seen you've been here for some time, but I don't know why I'm not getting what you're saying. Um, okay, MTN. Okay, J wants MTN. So J, MTN is done. Okay, there we go. Okay, Jay, I've sent you the MTN talk time. Thank you so very much. Okay, so let's see. Any takeaways? This is 1 hour 11 minutes. I have 2 minutes to go. So let's see. Okay, can I get more comments? Okay, let's go to Elias. Elias says, my takeaway is, as citizens, it's the time to take advantage of this development and do something, or rather be useful to the country by coming up with some business ideas that will help us become more exporters and less of importers. Okay, okay, yeah. I think we talked about something like that. Thank you very much, Elias. Please give me a comment. What network can I send to? I have a minute remaining before I leave. Zamtel. Okay, J Junction says Zamtel. Okay, Jay, I've sent you the Zamtel. It's done. So now I'm now running out of time, guys. Thank you very much for joining me this afternoon. Prudence. Okay, let me give Prudence. Prudence is regular here. I can't leave Prudence. Advantages of SMEs, communication is easier. They are more flexible. They can make decisions faster. Prudence, what are you saying? What are you saying, Prudence? Okay, so guys, thank you so very much for joining me. Prudence, I don't know what you're saying, but you're a regular here. Inbox me. I send you the talk time now. That'd be fantastic. So, guys, thank you very much for joining me. This was an amazing session where we talked about how the debt deal can be of great benefit to all of us. So, thank you very much for all those of you who tuned in, and for all of you who joined, for your comments and for your participation. Please bear with me. I won't see all the inbox messages because, of course, I can't read all the inbox messages. Some people take it personal when I can't see it. People, please bear with me. There are over 60,000 people on this platform. I receive hundreds of messages on a daily basis. So if you inbox me 5 minutes from now, there'll be lots of them in my inbox. I won't see them. So please bear with me. If you don't, I don't respond to your message. It's not that I don't want. I just can't see your message. It takes me time to see your messages. Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate. Bye for now, and to see you, of course, in our next episode. So I want to leave you. With this. Okay? I want to leave you with this. Something that the president said, just for you to understand when we say investor confidence. I liked what President HH said in his conclusion. So listen to what he said.
And targeting it. Let me also indicate here one of the lessons of our debt restructuring that is applicable to poverty reduction, to climate change, is the issue around speed at which we do things. G20 framework, when we took office 21 months ago, this discussion was already in train. Now we've been in office 21 months. Yes, we're very pleased that it happened yesterday. But for the countries that are coming after us, there is need to expedite the processes. Just that Whether it's, if you like, energy transition, as Senegal is involved in that, we must just be conscious of time. Every day we don't deliver these things that are within our control, we are basically increasing the cost and the damage gets compounded. I think it's very important. The next lesson I want to suggest here, relevant to the subject on the table, is that German Chancellor's point yesterday at dinner, repeated today, is so important for us as a global community to mobilize resources, yes, but these resources must be invested to help grow the economies of the less developed countries. Very important, because by doing that, we are creating capacity in those economies to mitigate against climate change and obviously poverty reduction. So value addition, not just with the electric vehicle industry that is coming through, huge industry. It is important, President Macron, that we look at deliberately investing in extraction, critical minerals, for example, in value adding these minerals in country. Obviously, that will help the growth side of the GDP, create jobs, business opportunities for the transactional chain in there, if I may call it that. So I think this must be deliberate as well. Rather than generic discussions, we must dive deep into the envelope and begin to say, these are requirements, these are needs, these are minimums. And it will mutually benefit, as somebody said yesterday, not to polarize the conversation, the North and the South. It will definitely, if it's structured properly, benefit the North, the South. And that's not the debate we must be engaging in, but mutuality for greater good, for a safe world, for a world that we can pass on to the next generation in a responsible manner. Lastly, I simply want to indicate that I like the spirit of partnership that I hear. I like what I hear from leaders, all of you who have spoken. I think that's the way it should be. But the thing is now to pull all this in one basket, draw an action plan, which is time-bound, and we get the job done. If the political leadership is there, business leadership is there, decisions are clear, we now need to get our technical people not to sit on the work that needs to be done. So supervision, monitoring is important. Lastly, and this is the last one really, I want to thank what I hear from the Chinese Premier, what I hear from Secretary Yellen, and indeed all the leaders that have spoken on the issue of conflict. We cannot achieve what we want to achieve if we allow our global community to focus time, resources, everything, technology, on conflict. I think there's a duty for us all to keep our individual countries peaceful, out of conflict, and not export instability to other countries, neighboring or far away. As we now know, instability anywhere is instability everywhere. I think it's very important that we work on that issue and focus the resources, focus the time, and all the other capital provisions on the development agenda to mitigate climate change, to reduce poverty. And I must also indicate here, the cost of capital must sit in this basket, that it must be lowered. The inequity around the cost of capital, Africa, for example, pays the highest cost of capital, is not correct. It doesn't help anybody at all. It just worsens the situation. We must address this situation. Thank you very much.